Hi, I'm Jenn, the Holistic Health Boss, your functional diagnostic health practitioner and expert. And in this video, we're gonna get honest and talk about how the struggle is real. And to kick this off, I wanna share a quote with you. It is truly a great cosmic paradox that one of the best teachers in all of life turns out to be death. No person or situation could ever teach you as much as death can teach you. While someone could tell you that you are not your body, death shows you. While someone could remind you of the significance of the things that you cling to, death takes them all away in a second. While people can teach you that men and women of all races are equal and there is no difference between the rich and the poor, death instantly makes us all the same. The question for you is, are you going to wait until that last moment to let death be your teacher? By Michael A. Singer, The Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself author. Now, in the face of death, we finally truly appreciate life. This experience hit me very close to home when my mother passed away in 2016, and again when I lost my two best friends who left my side not that long ago. The current pandemic and events of 2020 have also brought this teaching into light for so many around the world, whether you've suffered the loss of a loved one or have feared for your own life. Needless to say, this year has been mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausting, and it's not even over yet. But today, I'm going to give you hope and inspiration to be the healthiest and happiest that you can be, despite what might be going on in the world around you. Death is a part of life. Struggles and challenges are part of life. These are things that we cannot avoid. Sometimes they are deeply sad and frustrating moments, and yet something we can learn so much from. Typically, it takes a catastrophic event such as a diagnosis or a near-death experience for someone to realize that the current way of being isn't sustainable and that they need to do things differently in order to improve or support their health and their life. This year has created a global catastrophic event, encouraging all of us to examine our lives, our health, and our environment. It's given us moments to pause, to reflect on what really matters, and to reprioritize. In the midst of all of it, I too have faced many inner challenges, most of them related to choosing something else over my health and over myself. The conflict to push through it and keep working even when I know that I shouldn't. Struggling to stay mindful and make healthy food choices when things feel chaotic around me. The question of, should I exercise to relieve stress although I'm exhausted, or should I rest? And should I make time to meditate instead of retreating and getting sucked into TV and social media? Or who or what should I believe in these very odd and unique times? The struggle is real on a daily basis. These inner challenges are so common for so many, even if death or struggle are not knocking at your door. The hustle and bustle of life, the ever-evolving political climate, technology, and the upcoming holidays can make it difficult to put yourself and your health first. Now, back in 2016, within a few days after my mom passing away, I came down with my first head cold in over 3 years. I was so congested, it felt as if my head was going to explode. This is how stress showed up in my body as a cold, encouraging me to rest. The signs were very clear. My body was telling me to rest, to not work, to not exercise as I normally would, and to create space for the healing to actually happen. The emotional load from what has been going on between the pandemic and other events this year could be taking a huge toll on your health, and you may not even realize it at all. For example, emotional stress can drastically diminish your digestive power and your ability to absorb nutrients from food, resulting in nutrient deficiencies. It can alter sleep quality and leave you feeling foggy-headed, irritable, and not fully recovered in the morning to bounce out of bed or get through the day. It can also increase cortisol hormone production, leading to other hormone imbalances, food cravings, weight gain, and the list goes on and on. The younger, less healthy version of me wouldn't have listened to my body. In fact, I would have completely ignored it. I would have shown up to work, but wouldn't have really been present. I would have pushed myself to work out even though I was exhausted. I would have drowned in my sorrows in social events and wine, and meditation would have never even crossed my mind. Our body will do anything that we ask it to do, but that doesn't mean that we should. The way I treated my body in the past largely contributed to the adrenal dysfunction, Hashimoto's, hormone imbalances, gut health issues, and fatigue I've worked to reverse over the years. I used to push my body to the limits, overextend myself, and add stress to my already stressed out body. None of us knows what the rest of 2020 or the future holds, and yet we have complete control over how we get to experience life today. Every choice that you make is a chance to break down or build up your health. How you choose to take care of yourself right now during these unique times will determine what the future holds for you, for your loved ones, and for the generations to come. So as I said earlier in this video, I want to give you hope and inspiration to be the healthiest and happiest you can be, despite what might be going on in the world around you. Because the reality is that life is always going to happen. And the best way to care for others is to care for yourself. When you care for yourself, you can show up bigger, brighter, and better for others in the world. The struggle of everyday life can consume you. The constant pinging of emails and texts, the endless list of to-dos, running all over town, picking up kids and doing errands, the daunting demands of work, and so on and so on. All day long, you are confronted with tough choices that directly can impact your health. Every time I have looked struggle or death in the face, it has inspired me to live life differently, to make the most of every passing day, and to not take my health for granted. This is what death and struggle has taught me over the years. Life is obviously too short. So how can I live fully today? What I perceive to be more important than myself or my health really is not. My health is necessary for my happiness and in order to fulfill my purpose in life. Without my health, I wouldn't have the energy or mental capacity to do all the things I want to do or to support my loved ones in the way that I want to support them. The things that we tend to prioritize over our health, that we create a sense of urgency around, really don't matter as much as we think that they do. They are just things or tasks that don't necessarily actually fulfill our lives. As Michael A. Singer says in the book, The Untethered Soul, while someone could remind you of the significance of the things that you cling to, death takes them all away in a second. This has been one of the biggest lessons along my health journey. If I were to be stripped of all of my things tomorrow, what would I have left? I would still have my health, my memories, and self-love. These are things that no one can ever take away from me. This year has motivated me even more to make choices to honor my health during the tough times, to choose to rest and not exercise when I feel exhausted. I choose to meditate instead of self-medicate. I choose to put work aside and create space to heal. Supporting my body in the ways that it needs it most at any given moment gives me the strength to take on the challenges of every new day and to be the light for others. So as we roll into the last few months of this year, I want to ask you this. What are you willing to let go of that you might value in order to be more present in the moment and live every day to the fullest? In order to make more conscious decisions in alignment with your health? In order to feel like your best self so that you can be the light for others? I would love for you to let me know below what you're willing to let go of, no matter how small it might be, in order to make yourself and your health more of a priority. And to help keep you motivated, focused on your health, and accountable to feeling like your best self, make sure that you follow me on Instagram and Facebook for regular tips, resources, and bits of inspiration that you can use to support your health all the time. I truly want to be a resource and of service to you during this time. Please don't hesitate to message me if you need a word of advice, encouragement, or resources to help you along your health journey. As we've been saying all year long, we are in this together, and let's stand together by taking care of ourselves to finish 2020 on a positive note and make sure that 2021 and the future are better than we could ever imagine. All right, I hope you found this video incredibly insightful. I'll see you in the next video.